Hi everyone, this is Anna, one of your consumer technology specialists at Mid-Continent Public Library. Today we are going to continue our WordPress Start to Finish series with some more formatting, and then we're also going to take a look at how to add pages and a navigation menu to our website. When we left off last time, we were working on changing the color of our text. So now we are going to look at the size and style of our text. I'm going to start by selecting my site title, and then under the color options in the settings menu is a typography menu. I don't see an option to change the font, but if I click the More menu icon, I can choose Font Family, and that adds the font choice to the menu. Don't ask me why. There isn't really a way to preview the fonts other than just applying them to some text on your site. So I will try a couple, but ultimately I'm going to go with this one called Poppins. And then under Appearance, this is where I can decide if I want the text to be italic, bold, thin, any of those types of font adjustments. I'm going to make mine bold because I want it to really stand out. And the site title is also pretty small, so I'm going to try changing the size with these small, medium, large buttons here. So extra large looks too big, so I'm just going to go back to the large and we'll leave it there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for my other headings for consistency. So I'll change the letter case if I want to here. I'm going to change the font so they're all the same font, and then bold for that consistency. One thing I do want to note is depending on which theme you pick when you're getting started, some let you do more customizing than others. So some of them, you may have a hard time changing the color of your font, or you may have more flexibility with some themes than other themes. So just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to remove the spacers from the footer. And I'll do this by just selecting the spacer, and then in the More menu, I will click Remove Spacer. And again, this is just a personal preference. I don't like all the extra space. Before I finish, I'm also going to save my work. Some website builders will save the changes automatically for you, but you do need to click Save for a WordPress site. And then it's going to tell you what parts of the website are going to be affected with your changes. This all looks fine to me, so I'm just going to click Save again. And now I can view the site that I've saved. I haven't actually published it, so I do still have an option up at the top when I'm viewing to launch site, but I'm not going to do that yet because the website's not quite ready to come together, but we're well on our way. I'm going to go back to my dashboard page by clicking My Home on the left here. And then the next thing we're going to do is add some additional pages to our website. So we're going to do this using the Pages option that is in our left side menu. So I'm going to click on that. And on this page, I noticed that I have 4 tabs at the top. I've got Published, Drafts, Scheduled, and Trashed. So this is where I can see all the pages for my site that I've been working on and whether or not they are published for other people to see. Right now, we just have our home page. To add a new page, we're going to click on this Add New Page button on the right side of our screen. And now I'm being prompted to choose a new layout or template for this new page. Let's make this a contact page. So I'm going to choose Contact from this left side menu. And it looks like there's just one choice here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now that I have this page started, I am going to want to change the styling so that it matches all of my other pages. I want them all to look the same. So I'm going to start with the text color and then just work my way through this page. So since it's a contact block and it has a background, I'm going to use the green color that I used for text on the home page. And then because of that, I'm going to make the text white so it stands out from the green. And we're still going to use orange for our headers. And if you are still needing help, remember you can watch part 1 of this series and we go through this more step by step. And don't forget, there is an undo button if we make a mistake or we don't like some change we made. So don't hesitate to use that undo button. You do want to take the time to make these color changes because it does make your website more cohesive and professional looking. Once I've finished making my changes, I'm going to click Save Draft up here in the top right. And then I'll choose Preview right next to that so I can see how it looks. And when I do that, notice I didn't change the color of the word contact in the page editor, but when I preview it here, it's styled with the orange like my other headers on other pages. So I want to keep that in mind for all of the pages I'm going to create. This is specifically applied to the header, or it is the title of the subpage that will adopt the overall header style. I'm just going to click the X to close this preview window, and then I'm going to click on the W for WordPress in my top left corner, which shows me my navigation menu, and then I'm going to click View Pages to get back to my page's dashboard. Because I saved this page as a draft, it is listed under the Drafts tab. I'm going to use the same process to create as many pages as I'd like. So I'm just going to add a couple of pretty basic pages so that we can see how the menu is going to work in just a couple minutes. So let me make my last few changes here and then we will move on. WordPress does recommend you create all your pages before moving on to the next step, which is setting up your website's menu. This will make it easier to get your pages linked together, but as we'll see in a minute, you can still add pages even while you're creating your menu. So once I'm done creating a couple of pages, I'm ready to set up my menu. I do want to navigate back to my dashboard to set up my menu, and then I'm going to find Appearance on my left side menu. When I hover over that, I then get kind of a pop-out menu, and I'm going to choose Customize. From here, I'm going to click Menus. And the option that shows says that it is the top menu, which is also set to be the primary navigation. This is the menu that is going to show up in our header. So if I click View All Locations, it shows me that there is also a social navigation option. I don't want to change my primary menu to social, so I'm just going to click the back button, and then I'm going to click here where it says Top Menu. And here I can see that Top Menu is the default name of this menu. I could change it, but I'm not going to. underneath where it says that, right now there is just a home starting my menu list. I'm going to click the Add Items button with the plus sign that's right here. The pages do need to be published to show up on this list. So I am going to have to go back to my dashboard and to my drafts tab on my page menu in order to publish my pages before I continue. So once I've gotten them published, I'm going to again go to Appearance and then Customize. And then I'm going to choose Menus and Top Menu and Add Items. And that gets me back to my Pages list. And now I can see the pages that I just published in my list. And as I select each one, notice that it does show up in the left column in the order that I selected them. But if I do want to put them in a different order, there is this reorder button right below the menu list, so I can use that to adjust. In order for the menu changes to be reflected on the site that I'm looking at, I will need to save the changes. I actually can create and add pages from here as well. So in the box where it says Add New Page, I would type the page title and then click the Add button. So if I realize I forgot a page, I can create it right from here. I will then want to go to that page and actually add things to it after I'm done with this menu setup. So now I'm going to go ahead and save these changes. And once that takes effect, I can now see my menu in that top header. So I'm going to click the X in the top left of my editor screen. That takes me back to my Pages page. And now I would have the option to look at any of my pages or go ahead and edit them. So I can see this is what my home page looks like right now. And I can test out my menu, and each of those links does work. Before we end today, I do want to note that WordPress has a lot of good help articles, and they even have videos that can help you if you're unsure about something. What you want to look for is the blue text on your dashboard pages, because these do indicate links to help pages. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you let us know by following our MCPL 360 page on Facebook and our MCPL MO channel on YouTube. We premiere new videos every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. And if you missed the live event, you can always find all of our videos on YouTube on one of our many technology-related playlists on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you again next time.